Welcome to Code Station.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Ultimate Coding Tutorial. This is episode 12 where we are learning about arrays. If you have missed on the first few episodes, make sure to check them out first. But without any further ado, let's begin. So today's agenda will be why arrays and how to use arrays. So let's get on to the why arrays part. So let's say if I want to store 100 of my users' favorite items. Okay. Now making those 100 variables is a mess. No, if I go and type in where variable 1, variable 2, variable 200, it is time consuming as well as it will take a lot of time and a lot of mess to use those variables. But what if we have some solution to this problem, that is arrays. So what exactly are arrays? Arrays are nothing but a special variable that is used to store multiple values of the same type. That means inside a variable I can store multiple values, and these variables or the special variable is of fixed size. The thing is, each variable should be of same type. That means if a array of string is created, then only string types of variables can be stored. Whereas if array of integer is created, only integer type of values are stored. But even though it having so many drawbacks, it is very useful as we can store multiple values inside a single variable. So let's say how an array works, or how array is represented. So array is represented in terms of like boxes. As you can see that we have 3 boxes over here, that is string 1, string 2 and null, each having different positions over there. So in array, the first index starts with 0 and it can end up to the n-1 number of indexes. That means over here the array size is of 3, and here the string 1, that is the first index in an array, is at 0th index. It is going from 0, 1 and 2. Why not 3? Because we are already filling array of 3 of size 3 with 3 elements, right? So it ends at 2 and starts at 0. That is how array works, and that is how it is represented. But now let's understand how do we use arrays. So arrays are used very easily using a simple syntax given by Kotlin. Over here we have var fruits. So fruits is nothing but our variable name or array name, where we are using array of, a built-in function given by Kotlin. Array of is a built-in function obviously, and inside that array of, or inside the brackets of array of, we are putting apple, banana, kiwi. That is our items. So this is a string array which is named as fruits that we can use whenever and however we want. So let's understand this better inside our code. Okay, so we have reached to our code and we have made a new arrays project. So let's create a simple variable array is equals to array of, let's say 1, 2, 3. Fine. And as you can see, a simple variable of array 1, 2, 3 created. So what if I want to print it? What do we normally do to print variables? That we just do println r, then just run this program. As you can see, it is giving this output, which is not the expected output. Our expected output should be 1, 2 and 3, but it is not giving us that output. Why? Because we are printing array. We are printing the basic address of the array instead of printing the values inside the array. So how we can print the values inside the array? So we have to use something called as for loop that we have learned in the previous episodes. So what exactly is for loop? That for loop is nothing but a loop that iterates through every number of loops. So for example, over here we have three variables or values. So the for loop should run 3 times. How we can do that? We can do a simple for I in r. Okay. So what we have done here, that is we are looping through the array one at a time, one iteration at a time. So now if I println I instead of array, we can get the expected output is 1, 2 and 3. As you can see, the output is 1, 2 and 3. So what we did here is simple. We just made an array of integers 1, 2 and 3. Then we used a for loop to print those integers in iteration format. So now that we understood how to make an array and how to print an array, let's understand how to we make special kind of the array. So now I'll delete this So let's make a var fruits as we said in the previous example that we did in the PPT. So let's do var fruits is equals to array of. Now over here previously what we were doing is we were directly putting the values name, or like we are putting strings, we are putting integers, but the Kotlin compiler is understanding automatically what type of array it is. Is it a string type of array? Is it an integer type of array? But what if I as a developer want to make it explicitly, want to make the type of the array explicitly? So what I can do, I can put these brackets, and inside this bracket I can put string. So now if I try to put 1 2 3, it will give me error, as they are saying if I hover over it, the integer letter does not conform to the explicit type string. Exactly. So they want a string type of variable or string type of value inside this array. So let's put string type of value, apple, banana, and kiwi. So now that I've made a simple fruit string type of array, what we can do is let's try to print it. So for I in, or let's say fruit in fruits, that is more understandable. Fruit in fruits, and let's print that fruit as say println fruit. So now if I run this code now, as you can see I'm getting the output apple, banana, kiwi that is expected. So now that we have understood how array works, and we know that the array first element in an array starts with 0, but here we are not seeing that 0, right? What if I want to print that array with its index? So I can make a simple change in this by putting with index, and now over here instead of putting fruit I have to put a bracket like so, and let's do comma, and let's do, let's say index, so x comma fruit. So what we are doing here is basically we are printing fruit as well as the index of that fruit, like at what position that fruit is stored at. So if I do, let's say in literals, like for example like this $, and let's do put index is equals to fruit, and if I run this program now, as you can see we are having the simple output as 0. At 0th index apple is there, first index banana is there, and then second index kiwi is. So this is a simple representation of array with its index as well as the value inside that index. So over here we have till now made simple fruits and everything, right? Like simple arrays. So what if I want to get the size of the array? So let's try to get the size of the array by doing simple things like let's do println fruits size. If I run this now, as you can see the size of the array is 3 and it is printing perfectly fine. Now what if I want to pick a single element of the array? Instead of printing the whole array, I want to pick or print a single element in the array. So I can do that as well. So println fruits, and then we have to put square brackets, and inside the square brackets I can put the index of the element which I want to print. So what if I want to print kiwi? So kiwi, as we can see, is on second index, and if I run this now, as you can see it is printing kiwi, which is simple and not difficult. Let's try to print for example, let's try to print fruits. But now instead of using square brackets, we have one more method given by Kotlin, that is the get method. So we can do fruits.get, and inside the get brackets we can put the index. Like now for example I want apple, so if I get 0th index, so if I run this now, as you can see we are getting the output as apple as well. Now what if I want to change the fruit inside the array? Instead of banana or instead of kiwi I want pineapple. Instead of apple I want pineapple. Let's try to change that thing. So what we can do is we can again call fruits.set. Now this is again a built-in function given by Kotlin. So now here instead of getting that element, we are setting a new element inside that index. So as you can see, if I put brackets, first I have to define the index at which I want to change it. So I want to change apple into pineapple. Now as you can see, it's not giving me any error, Now if I try to print it again, if I want to print element at 0th index of fruits, square brackets will use, why not, at 0th index. If I run this now, as you can see, it is printing pineapple instead of apple. So this is how you set and get values inside a array and change their complete structure, or completely where they are being put at. So this is the basic introduction to arrays in Kotlin. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. See you the next time. Peace out.